Hey Learning Birds, this is Mr. Ozarka with another lesson brought to you by LearningBird.com. If you have any questions about the following video, you can email me at mrozarka@gmail.com. Alright, here we go.
Alright, so this is a video about the endocrine system, and every time that you think endocrine system, what I want you to think of in your head is that your body is secreting hormones, because that's what the endocrine system is all about. Endo, this first part of the word, means inside the body. Crine means secretion, so just think it's secreting hormones inside the body. That's what the endocrine system is. Now the main functions of this secreting of the hormones is to carry information. So the body is secreting hormones, and those hormones go and interact with some other gland or some other part of the body to get some desired effect. Okay, it's kind of like the nervous system that it carries information, only the nervous system uses electrical impulses. The endocrine system uses hormones. Okay? The second function is that it regulates metabolism, sleep, stress response, and tries to keep your body in homeostasis, or a balance. Now, the examples that we have here include the major glands that are used in the endocrine system. So we have the adrenal gland, pituitary gland, testes, and ovaries. And here we have what the hormone each of these glands secretes. So this first one right here, adrenaline, is released by the adrenal glands. You've probably heard of adrenaline before. It's used for the fight or flight response. So if you're ever in danger, it kind of gives your body this extra energy, either fight whatever that danger is, or flight, or run away from whatever that danger is. So that's what adrenaline does. Oxytocin is kind of like the social hormone. It's used to give women their maternal instincts. It's also used for pair bonding or like friendship bonding. So it kind of gives you that feeling that you get when you are interacting socially. This next one, HGH, is also released by the pituitary gland. It stands for human growth hormone, and this is responsible for cells growing and reproducing, as well as protein synthesis. And next we have testosterone and progesterone. These are the sex hormones for males and females. So males use testosterone, females use progesterone.
Now, the main examples that were just mentioned over here fall into 4 different categories or types. These types are amine, peptide, protein, and steroid. Now it's important to know that the first 3 are all amino acid based, so these end up being water soluble based on the structure that they're made up of. It's important to know that structure determines solubility, or how a hormone will dissolve. The 4th kind is a steroid hormone, which is made up of lipids too. So this ends up being lipid soluble, which means it can dissolve easily through a lipid. So it was kind of mentioned before that these hormones get released by glands. They end up going and traveling through the bloodstream, and they encounter other cells, but they really only react with what are known as target cells. The first 3 types, the water-soluble types of hormones, they are going to interact with the receptor sites on the outside of the target cells. They can't pass through the plasma membrane. The 4th kind, the steroids, they can pass right through the plasma membrane, and they're going to go ahead and react with the receptors inside the target cell. Now, it was mentioned before that hormones are used to regulate homeostasis. Homeostasis is the body's tendency to try to reach a balance and try to stay in that balance. So what are some things that would cause the body to go out of balance? Well, it was mentioned before that adrenaline is used for fight or flight. So a good example would be your smoke alarm goes off in the middle of the night. Your nervous system is going to hear that. It's going to send a message to your brain. From there, that's where the hormones come in. A classic example of this is called the HPA axis. That stands for hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, or HPA axis for short. So yeah, the brain receives that stimuli, that loud noise. It sends a message to the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is going to release a hormone a few millimeters away to the pituitary gland. Now the pituitary gland is going to release hormones that end up traveling through the bloodstream to the adrenal glands. That's going to be what causes the release of adrenaline. That's going to give that fight or flight response that the human body will encounter.
So that's the endocrine system. If you have any questions about anything in this video, let us know.
And if you thought this lesson helped you, please be sure to click "This was helpful." For other great lessons, be sure to check out LearningBird.com.